Trust in humanity.
How do you feel about that?
Trusting in humanity?
Yeah.
I try to practice trust in humanity as much as possible. I leave my shit everywhere. I leave my doors open.
That's true.
I like to believe that most people are typically good, and wouldn't do bad things.
Well, I think most people are typically good. But once they start getting around other people, never good.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's the group that makes people scavenge.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been like a big guy that's like, I've been robbed and like stolen out of my car a bunch, but that's never like made me be like, people are so bad. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because like that's not like most people that I've come across with. I've either had no real interaction with or have been fine.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And then there's like 3 instances where it was very not fine, and like I can't be like, oh man, now I'm never gonna go to fucking X part of town now because of that one person. You know?
Right. How long does it take you?
What?
Like how many times?
Well, I mean, like,
is there a number?
Honestly, probably a couple times. I mean, I don't learn lessons easy.
I'll be on that George Bush shit.
What does that mean?
Fool me once, can't get fooled again.
Uh-huh. Well,
he
wasn't even fooled once, brother.
That was like a quote of his. I wasn't even gonna. I wouldn't even go back to this. Like, I got a ticket in a street that I parked on all the time in LA, and then I got a ticket there and I never parked there again.
Right. Well,
I feel like that's the same thing as being stolen from, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. That's even that though. Like, just because I got a ticket on the street doesn't mean I'm never gonna drive on that street again. You know?
Right. But is that different when it comes to like one cop, all cops are bad thing?
No, I think like cops represent something bigger than themselves.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. When you get them grouped up, that's when they start doing bad stuff.
Well, the original idea of cops in America comes from like slave catchers and union busters. So that was like the original impetus of policing in America came from like trying to control labor,
right?
You know, and trying to control poor people and slaves and products.
Sure.
So it's like you can't separate American policing from like capitalism and like economic structure. So in that sense, all cops are bastards because they're protecting a class that they don't even themselves belong to. And that's bigger than the guy that you meet in the street that's a cop. You know what I mean? Like
100%. That's what I was saying. Like individually, people are good mostly.
Yeah, or just like trying their best, and and aren't even thinking about you. Right. Most people don't care about you at all.
Right.
Which rules once you like really figure that out.
That's freedom.
Yeah, because like I remember I heard someone say once that like being self-conscious is being narcissist, and I never thought about that ever. Like, kind of broke my mind a little bit. And I was like, that makes so much sense.
They're thinking, I'm doing this.
Yeah, everyone's
staring at me.
Yeah, it's like no one cares about you. Right. Shut up. You know what I mean? And there's like a relief that comes with that, I think. Yeah,
right. That's like what I was doing when I was saying everyone thinks I'm dumb. Like it's like that.
Right.
No one is thinking about my intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're just like, oh, hey, Josh.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice to see you here. Yeah. And even that's even smaller. Like, that's why friends are so cool, is because not everyone's your friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like most people you interact with, like how many people did we just interact with at the taco place right now that I will never even remember again? Like we passed in the night, you know? Like most human interaction is that right there. Just busy walking by each other, sharing the same building for a second.
Right. I mean, would you call that an interaction?
On a basic level, yeah. I had to walk around that lady, you know what I mean? Like I had to wait for that guy to throw his trash away before I threw my trash away, you know?
Because to me, interaction would be like what happened with that guy at the coffee shop. We were walking up the stairs and he was like, hey.
Yeah.
And we talked to you guys for a little bit.
Well, that's definitely interaction. I imagine that there's a spectrum of what that means, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess, yeah.
Because
interacting is usually like...
Well, there's like you're saying, like a hiking etiquette, you know what I mean? There's like this unspoken interaction that's happening constantly, you know? Like, I would even consider like when you're in traffic, you're interacting with the cars,
Absolutely.
you know?
That's something that always trips me out about cars is like how much the paint on the floor means to us.
Yeah. It guides everything.
It guides everything.
Which should make so much sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's always trippy because I was like driving by like a car accident, and it was like a pretty bad one on the 210, and like there's like people outside of the car on the freeway, so you know it's bad, you know? Mm-hmm. And like they're all looking down, so you know they're doing something on the floor. And like I, like on the other side of the freeway, I'm in like an air-conditioned little box, like watching my little podcast, you know what I mean? And like I'm like so insulated in my reality.
Right.
And then the freeway, as soon as you're on the freeway on your 2 feet, it's like it's like a whole set, and you're so present in what's happening because you're like, it changes every kind of facet of your reality. And that's why I think that cars cars specifically locks us into this kind of individualized bubble that is like, I don't know, there's pros and cons, you know what I mean? But a bad thing is it kind of separates us from each other, where in other forms of transportation, bus, train, you're in a big car with like 10 people in there, 40 people in there.
Right.
And everyone's reality is shared, you know?
Right.
You're not like isolated anymore. Which I think cars is like, that's kind of, it's like perfect for a consumerist culture to have everyone like locked in their little cube, can't talk to nobody, can't, you know.
Well, like right now, me and you drive and we're going to talk. And like we wouldn't be able to have that same conversation on a bus or a train.
I think you would.
It's hard to get into the shit when you're surrounded by regular people. Your conversation becomes more like...
yeah, maybe
a lot of more like looking at each other than anything.
Sure, but I like but I mean, subway takes is a perfect example of people talking on this train and not even like, you know.
Right,
how
but
many
that's
people
not,
have you
but like
but
you can watch countless hours of subway videos and most people aren't talking like that.
Yeah, most people aren't talking in general.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's like better for communication. Like you're on the subway together. That's better than for communication than like two people isolated from like the rest of the world, you know.
Right. I guess I just think about it like us talking isn't really being isolated.
But it wouldn't. You're saying it wouldn't happen if we were on a train. So like the only difference is the isolation.
I guess.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, like, people talk on the train. Like, I mean, I've been on the train a bunch, and I've heard motherfuckers talking like they don't even know anyone's near them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that, I imagine, happens more outside of LA, where there's more of a public transit culture, where people do talk to strangers, and it's less of a, like, a...
When I'm on public transit, I'm in my headphones. I'm more isolated than ever.
Right, because you have to be. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to keep your, We don't have any sort of grasp of, as a car guy, if you're on the bus, you're having the worst day of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, I was thinking of the train. Yeah. Which I can hang on the train.
Yeah, the train's cool, but that's like, if you're taking the train in a car culture like we have out here, like, It's like, oh, you're planning a day, you're going to go to an event, you don't want to drive, so you're going to take your train.
Well, I lived in Seattle for a couple of years, and they have like a better metro system.
Oh yeah, so that was good. Pacific Northwest in general.
Yeah.
I mean, Portland's not great with like, they don't have like
that weird
trains.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always just seen their weird little metal thing in the sky.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I think it's significant that everyone has like their own little like locked in little apartment building that they gotta just all just unlock and get into. And I think there is something that separates people. Cause like,
Well, individuality is like a consumerist thing, right?
yeah, right. Yeah,
It's got pros and cons because, like, I don't know, maybe I'm conditioned or whatever, bro. But I like having my own little space and being able
of
to decorate my
course,
shit.
bro. I mean, who doesn't love sitting in the car when you get to where you're going? You know what I mean?
bro,
Like
yeah, it's
you're just
great.
sitting in your car,
Hotbox.
hotboxing. Come on.
It's caught me immature.
Dude, I love it. I grew up. My first sense of freedom was getting in a car by myself.
Yeah,
and
we've talked
going
about
away,
the car
you know?
sesh. We've talked about the car parties.
Yeah, it's a huge part of my life and growing up.
I mean,
But-
it's a huge part of California life.
yeah, absolutely.
Get in the car
The
with
West.
the bros. And you
The
drive.
West, the wagon.
Yeah, the wagon, bro.
Yeah,
What you doing?
yeah. Which is good.
Even though, wouldn't the wagon kind of be like public transportation because of the caravan?
Yeah, but you would do it with your family more, like it's like everyone getting into a van, like the
Right.
you
Going
know
to the city.
vacation type shit.
Gotta go into town.
Gotta go to town, Beverly Hillbillies ass.
I would love to live like that. Be a poor person that struck oil and become a millionaire in Beverly Hills.
Sure, that would be nice. That would be cool.
That would be cool, man.
Yeah,
Could that even happen anymore? Like, if I struck oil right there, would it be mine?
I guarantee you.
They'd be like, this belongs to the city.
Yeah, there has to be someone that owns this land, or
Yeah, but I got the oil.
yeah, no, they'll be like, oh yeah, and then you'll go to sell the oil and no one will buy it from you.
I wouldn't say anything, and now you just seeing me here with empty Pepsi bottles.
Yo, fucking oil
Covered
over.
in oil. What are you doing? I'm like, stealing oil from cars. Because you go line to try and
I broke into an
I broke
AutoZone.
into an AutoZone, and I was so thirsty.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. That's
This is
kind
Hershey's. This is Hershey's.
Taste it.
Taste it.
Yeah, get away
It's
from me.
crude Hershey's. It's crude
It's
Hershey's.
crude Hershey. It's unprocessed Hershey's. But that little, now as you say it like that happened in the book The Pearl by John Steinbeck.
Okay.
This guy, his son gets bit by a scorpion and he's gonna die or whatever. They take him to the doctor and he has no money. So the doctor doesn't want to see him, and it's like a place where like rich people live here, and then like the poor indigenous people live on the coast. And the guy goes out to like hunt for like pearls. That's what they do. And he finds like the biggest pearl ever or whatever. And he takes it, and like the town turns on him. The people try to break into his house. Everyone, like he's like, "Oh, I found this thing," and then he takes it to the pearl traders, and they're all in cahoots with each other, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is worthless. This means nothing." Like and they all know it's like $1 billion pearl, but because they control the pricing
Right.
and sale.
They could be like, this is valueless.
Yeah, this is nothing. You should just let me take this off your hands. The best you can do is like $2,000 on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what would probably happen because all the big business people, they're all in the same,
Yeah. Was I talking about that with you? About how like most of the people who first came to America were like marketing, like it was all, they were looking for resources.
Oh, really?
So like it was business, like a lot of business people here, like fur trade bros came over here, like early settlers.
Yeah.
A lot of them were like business owners who were like looking for resources to sell back in like fucking Europe and shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like that's like entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Like that happens still. Like with like I remember watching Anthony Bourdain show. And then he would go to like wherever, like, Vietnam or whatever. And there'd be like a British chef that's been living there for like 10 years because he's like, he found love with the cuisine. And then he takes it back and, has a restaurant in London or whatever. That's all sick.
Right.
So that's like not unusual to travel other lands and try to bring back business.
No, but I was saying, but like that's what they're doing. Like there's like all these like native bros here and people here, and they're being like, this land is nothing for you.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Well,
And then like we got all these trees, like we can make hella
lumber.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a big part of like the Southwest, where Mexico had a lot of northern, or like I guess northern Mexico. Like they had that whole land from like Colorado to Northern California all the way down to wherever, the bottom of Mexico. But they never seen the land in the Southwest as like, they never thought about making like mines, or like they never seen the land as like valuable,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And then like, you know, Western people, like Europeans came, they're like, oh, you have silver here, you have all this shit.
Resources, they see resources.
You know? So they're like, oh yeah, I get it. You know, who cares if a couple businessmen come in here and do business? That's probably better for us, you know? And then all of a sudden you have all these business interests in the, you know, on your side of the border.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and that's kind of the biggest reason why, like, the northern armies, when the Mexican-American War started, they didn't get mobilized in Mexico because, like, the new Mexican governor, he had business interests with America, and he didn't activate their army until America was ready in New Mexico. So, like, like it goes hand in hand, like, you know, the modern invention of capitalism and what I would imagine that's like the 1700s to 1800s, like changed the way that we even look at nature, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And we're back to that, it seems. They're getting back to like being like, this ain't no nature preserve, this is millions of acres of apartments.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah.
There's like a clip. I'm probably like misquoting like terribly, but essentially they're being like, yeah, they call them monuments, and it's like showing natural rock formations. It's like, but it's really just desert, the rocks.
Yeah.
And they're like, because you know they're like taking all this land and they're trying to sell the land off for like data center. They want to build a data center.
Sure. You see that shit about the data centers that all the cows are coming up stillborn and shit?
I did see that.
Dude, that shit's crazy. And that makes so much sense because it's so funny that the 49ers, they are next to this like electric, like, I don't know, I guess we're all like a big place where all the electricity happens.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You know, big place.
Electrical. Fuck, what are they called?
Warehouse, I don't know. You know, all the big things and they're all.
It's a facility. But
yeah.
I can't remember the name of a plant. It's like a electrical power plant.
A power plant.
Yes.
So 49ers they're practicing. Which
is an interesting name.
Right. Yeah, they're right next to this like electrical power plant, right? And they're the last couple of years they've been getting destroyed by injuries. So like a theory came on the internet that the electrical waves from across they share a fence with it,
right,
is like doing like low grade damage on their ligaments, so that when they go and they have like a big, you know, cut or something, like their ligaments are already damaged from this like electro wave, whatever, they just snap. You know?
Interesting.
Which is kind of the same theory of the stillborn calves, like, you know, these sensitive tissue, you know. It's pretty much getting microwaved by sound and wavelength, you know.
Right.
Which is crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about when I'm saying technology's getting scared. I'm like, bro, it wasn't supposed to be all this, man.
Yeah, dude, I remember this guy who lived above Bella, he would like, it wasn't even hot, dude. He was like running his AC. And just the way, whatever was happening, it was like right above the bed. So when I was going to sleep, it was just like a low vibration hum. And I remember like waking up, I was like, dude, what is that? Like, I know that's not a thing. You know I can hear something. And I like get up, I'm like looking around, I'm like, I can hear something, but I can't hear something, right? And then if whatever happens, like it's shut off. And then like the difference between that and actual silence was like huge, you know what I mean? But I couldn't really pick what the sound was. You know, I could just feel that.
Yeah, dude, silence is trippy.
Yeah.
Real silence is trippy.
Right.
But it makes you go crazy. You can't have it.
Sure. Well, yeah, even like nature silence, like now, like you hear birds and you hear, you know, the wind and
you hear the airplane.
You hear airplane, exactly.
Well, but that's what I'm saying, the noise floor is really high.
Yeah.
Like if you just turned on like a regular like decibel reader, it probably would be like higher than you'd expect.
Yeah, it's inaudible.
Yeah. Well, it's not that it's inaudible, it's just that it's so constant that it creates a noise floor.
Right.
That you get accustomed to.
And I imagine that exactly. Like our brains already cut out a lot of the bullshit already.
That's it, yeah.
You know, because when you hear it on a microphone, you're like, oh, I didn't even hear whatever that is, you know.
Yeah, that always tripped me out.
Yeah,
that always tripped me out.
That stuff is crazy to me because it's like, you know, you want to have like a what do you call it? Like a healthy planet, but you also want to have like innovation, right? You don't want to like stop innovation from happening. Let's say, you invent a machine that creates power and it doesn't like use as many resources as normal power plants now, but the vibration of it is making babies be stillborn. You're like, maybe it's not worth it.
No, it's for sure not worth it.
Like,
it's for sure not worth it.
Because data centers are universally hated. We get it. But what if air turbines?
Well, I mean, as long as they're not doing the same shit to that extent, then it's okay.
Yeah, right.
Can't be every calf since the implementation.
Yeah.
It was just one every now and then. No one would give a fuck.
Right.
But all of them.
Right.
That's when it's a problem.
That's a little weird. Yeah, and it's it's tough too because it's like all happening in cattle territory because they target rural areas,
which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, how have we not gotten on that shove that shit in the ocean tip yet?
Right. Well, that's I guess the thing is they can't do it because the salt water corrodes whatever.
China's doing it.
That's what they say.
How have we not gotten on that part too? That's the problem with all of the technological advances. That's one thing I've always had an issue with, was that it's always about cost efficiency. Like, they're never trying to do something because it would benefit people. They're looking for the cost-effective route. And
reoccurring returns. You know what I mean? Like a true innovation would you cure something.
Sure.
They want customers.
Right. Yeah. Like cancer, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, cancer is a business. Like, I think that we could all tell that by now.
Yeah, energy is a business. Like, like the whole guys that get killed for like inventing like wind engines and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
that stuff is interesting. I still am always a little bit skeptical about the certainty of that. I'm like, are you getting killed for that? Usually, why wouldn't they just buy your tech, patent it against you, and then just keep your shit?
Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense because everything's based off the exploitation of oil. So if you make oil, then it does. If you make oil not needed, then you just destroy their whole business model.
And that's like the thing I'm talking about. I'm like, these guys have enough money to invest in these better things.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing about like why capitalism is bad for innovation. It's actually the worst thing for innovation. Everyone tries to say that it's like, oh, capitalism. Without capitalism, you wouldn't have an iPhone.
I think there's a threshold.
Yeah.
Without capitalism, we would not have an iPhone.
We would have an iPhone. We would.
No.
Apple was subsidized by the government. They got tax breaks, and they didn't pay the taxes in Cupertino themselves. So just by that alone, just getting subsidies by the government, as big businesses do, to spur innovation, but
that's the creation of the iPhone.
That's the creation of all the tech.
Producing.
That's the creation of all the tech that got there.
Capitalism equals the mass production part, though.
Capitalism is
like the cost of the iPhone without all of that exploitation from capitalism. It would be it would be insane. It costs a house.
But what are you saying? Like
if they didn't rip off people and have slave kids mining all this stuff and cutting all those corners, then the phone would be unaffordable for most people.
Sure, that's capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But all those could they're saying like their brand of capitalism is like free market capitalism, which doesn't exist. Like the only reason why you're able to exploit those people is because you get the government to say it's okay to have like slave children mining cobalt.
Right.
By the very sense of a free market, it doesn't exist because you need the cooperation of government.
I understand.
So the very premise of what people believe capitalism is a free market, and you just the best ideas surge to the top, and then you need competition so that you get the best product. Like that's all not real.
No, yeah,
that's all not real. like specifically Apple, like they've gotten so many government subsidies and government and they don't have to pay taxes in their cities.
You don't even have to go that far to see that. Like it happens in art. Like
Right.
people like you can see it on Instagram through content creators. Like people do well on one video and they just keep making that same video over and over.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Like that's the whole thing about like like everyone's like, oh well, like the internet, like that thank freaking thank capitalists for the internet. It's like, well, the internet was created by the government. Almost all technology is created by the government,
or at least for the government.
For the government.
They contract a lot.
Yeah. Well, like I guess cell phones, I guess they do like eventually. They shifted from a product into like surveillance. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
Like
but my iPhones, that was already wrapped up.
I guess, but iPhone had like a very specific marketing thing where it became like cool to have like a phone. You know?
That's psyop.
That's psyop.
That's
exactly.
so psyop.
Exactly.